Hello there, thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and check this out, an unused Jimi Hendrix Experience concert ticket from, as far as I'm concerned, his peak year, 1968. How nice is this? November 2, specifically of 1968, from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And boy, what a time in Jimmy's career, huh? Just 2 weeks before this show, Electric Ladyland, his masterpiece album, entered Billboard's album charts, and the big hit single from that album, cover of Dylan's All Along the Watchtower, was in the national top 25. So what a great time to see Hendrix, boy, I'll tell you. Now this, of course, is the full-on experience with Noel Redding on bass and Mitch Mitchell on drums. Also on the ticket is Cat Mother and the All Night Newsboys. And everybody knows they had a big hit in '69 called, that good old rock and roll, but a lot of people forget that Jimmy himself actually produced Cat Mother and the All Night Newsboys, so he had a nice vested interest in trying to see them get some success. Ticket itself, as you can see, hope it zooms in pretty good there. As you can see, it says the Minneapolis Auditorium, Saturday at 8:30 p.m. And I like the way the ticket does say Experience, because throughout '68 there's a lot of Hendrix tickets and stubs that leave off that last word and just credit the man himself. So I like the Experience on there. And interesting pricing scheme, they like to price the ticket so that with tax it came out to an even amount. So instead of a $3 ticket and 9 cents tax, which would be awkward at the point of transaction, the ticket is priced at $2.91. And then it says on there, plus 9 cents in state tax. So there you have it. And the usual no refunds or exchanges. Now, a tape of this show actually exists, so it's a lot of fun to hear. I mean, obviously, if you have the ticket or something. And typical to rock in the late '60s, there were technical problems with the Experience's amplifiers, and Jimmy's apologizing to the crowd for it and so forth. They open with Fire, a great track from Are You Experienced, the first album. And during the title track, Are You Experienced, everybody was out of their seats and sort of crowding up the stage and everything. And, the Master of Ceremonies had to come back out on stage and, tell the people to get back in their seats, and the fire department's freaking out and all that. So just very typical '60s rock concert stuff before everything got serious with security and all that stuff. In other words, the good old days. And also at the show, Jimmy talked about Cream. It was so cool. He actually paid tribute. He said, some friends of mine in Cream are breaking up. How's that for timing? And then the Experience goes into an instrumental version of Sunshine of Your Love. Now, there's an unsubstantiated report that bass player Noel Redding was pretty stoned during this show and actually fell off the stage, knocked over a stack of PA amplifiers and cut his leg. But, I wasn't able to verify it from a second source, so we'll call that unsubstantiated, but talk about typical late '60s stuff, right, with rock concerts. So, let's see, by the way, on an item like that, I should throw out a credit and a shout out to a really cool book, Jimi Hendrix Concert Files by Tony Brown. It's a great source of information for all Jimmy concert stuff. Now, as a bonus track to this video, sort of like compact discs used to have, here's another unused Jimi Hendrix Experience concert ticket from a couple of years later, or I guess 18 months technically. Here it is from May 10th of 1970. But look at that, look how they're billed, it's so funny. Jimi Hendrix plus the Experience. So, I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that it was not the original Experience anymore. It wasn't Noel and Mitch. It had, things like Buddy Miles on drums and Billy Cox on bass and stuff, but still billed as the Experience, not the Band of Gypsies like they were the previous New Year's Eve at the Fillmore East. Anyway, this ticket is from the Hemisphere Arena, and it doesn't have the city on the ticket. I guess it didn't have to, but it was in San Antonio, Texas. And I just love the various shades of magenta, or you could say purple, I guess, used for the ticket. It's just so much fun back before computers were spitting out tickets so efficiently, starting in the early '70s. Maybe late '60s, I should say, for Ticketron. You had these things which are called hard tickets, and they just, every promoter locally, sort of like the posters themselves, unless there was a tour blank, for the ticket tip, they all look different. That's why it's so much fun to collect tickets from the '60s, because every ticket sort of had a different look. Of course, they all sort of had similarities too, but I especially like this one. I think it's really nice. Interestingly, a reserved floor seat for $6. That's twice as much as the Minneapolis ticket I just showed you, but in all fairness, this floor seat location was probably a better seat than the upper balcony on the Minneapolis ticket. So, but still, you know, $3 to $6 in a year and a half, that is a bit of a sign of how things were escalating as well. And of course, after this ticket, unfortunately, within 4 months, we had lost Jimi Hendrix, and quite a sad end. But at least I was able to see him the month after this, in June of 1970, in California. Anyway, a couple of unused Jimi tickets for you to show you today. Really fun, exciting stuff. And I hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.